Welcome to another episode of Don't Call It Small. I'm your host, Natasha Foreman. If you don't know me and you have no clue what this podcast is all about, let me share a bit. I'm the CEO of Foreman Associates, LLC, where we provide consulting, business support, and professional development services. And Don't Call It Small is where we talk all things business, share tips and news that you can use, and highlight the people and ideas behind the products and services that we buy. To learn more about our team, please visit ForemanLLC.com. Happy New Year, everyone! It's 2020. I'm so excited. Hopefully, this break between our last episode of season 1 and now this new episode for season 2 didn't leave you guys hanging too much. It's great to be back. I want to share some updates with you since we've been social media silent during our break. My new book is heading in for copyright and other final stage steps. And once I get the okay, I'll share the title and other details. I'm really excited about that. This first book and the one that follows are about spirituality, so it's in that genre. My business book is slated for a fourth quarter release, and I also have something for college instructors that will be made available in or around the month of June. So I'll still be working crazy odd hours day and night to make these and other things possible, but I wanted to give you updates on all of that. Now, let me talk about Foreman Associates for a moment. We will be releasing our 2020 Outlook newsletter shortly, and so I want to give you a little sneak peek into the details of what we're planning for the year ahead. We have some branding changes in the pipeline. We'll be offering some free and affordable online courses. Yay! I'll be going undercover to assess the full cycle recruitment process of various companies, and I truly believe that the insight gained should be beneficial for us all. We'll be offering face-to-face workshops and seminars later this year. There's been multiple requests for that, so stay tuned so you don't miss out on those details. Now let's pivot to other business news. How many of you are Pinterest users? I mean, I have an account, but I'm not active on it. It's, I pop in and out to mind map or, dream, but I'm not really active. Well, those of you who are super active probably aren't surprised about what I'm going to say next. According to eMarketer.com, Pinterest squeaked by and surpassed Snapchat as the third biggest social media platform in the U.S. last year. How is that possible, you might ask? Especially if you're a big Snap user. Well, it's basic. Snapchat has a young core audience while Pinterest appeals to a broader audience. So there's the basic math with that. This also just goes to show you that you should never underestimate your competition. I'm sure Snapchat probably thought, yeah, we'll just keep, plummeting through and working our way up. And Pinterest is right there and snagged third place. So if you recall, that was our ongoing theme, last year for the show, was really not underestimating your competition. I have another shocker for you. It may be a bigger shocker or not. MGM Resorts has agreed to sell MGM Grand and Mandalay Bay to a joint venture that includes real estate giant Blackstone for $4.6 billion. You should remember, I've mentioned Blackstone a few times last year, but most recently was when I talked about the warehouses and the acquisition of real estate for redevelopment of warehouses for not only commercial value, for retail and rentals and home ownership, but also repurposing it for office spaces, and then of course just for using it for warehousing, right? And Blackstone was one of the large players in that. Through a long-term master lease, MGM Resorts will continue to manage and operate the properties on a day-to-day basis, and then the JV will own the properties and receive rent payments. And year one rent payments are expected to be about $292 million. Since MGM Resorts was under pressure from their investors to sell their real estate assets and shift to a business model that develops, operates, and manages entertainment, gaming, and hospitality properties, Have been offloading inventory left and right, and they also have their eyes on Japan. 2 years ago, Japan legalized casino gambling, and so they're looking at opportunities there and in other countries. I just said about the offloading of other properties. If you didn't know, last October, they sold Bellagio Hotel for $4.25 billion to a JV with Blackstone. They sold Circus to Phil Ruffin, and he owns Treasure Island. That deal closed last month for $825 million. To learn more about these deals and other things, MGM, their fund is up to, visit skift.com. That's SKIFT.com for more details. I share this news about MGM as a reminder to always reimagine your circumstances. Consider if your focus is still on the mission, and if somehow you achieved your mission, great. So then what's the new mission, right? It doesn't end there. You have to reinvent yourself, your business, and your approach. And sometimes your business will get flat, right? It'll plateau, just like, your workouts at the gym. You just reach that flat level, and then you have to find a way to spark things up. You need to be the catalyst of change to spark that energy and life back into it. You don't want to be forced to change by the market. You want to be out front making moves because you know they need to be made. What you've read and what you see and what you know is that too many companies crash and burn because they have their heads in the sand. They're still trying to do things the way they've always done them. If you want to thrive, you need to see things in new ways and then approach them head on. It's about being and remaining relevant as a business. If you want people to keep paying you for services and products, then you need to find ways to keep them wanting more of you. If you realize that you're beginning to be like that old person in the nightclub, then you need to strategize a pivot plan so that you can go where people will embrace you, not be repulsed by you. And you laugh, but you know what I mean. You remember the things that you thought about the creepy old dude in the club. Don't lie. You know you thought it, right? So don't be the creepy old dude. Reinvent yourself. Reinvent your business. Come back stronger than ever. This leads me to today's topic, bartering. If you listened to episode 25 with celebrity cake designer Tracy Wright, then you may recall our brief chat about bartering. I said that I would dedicate an episode to this system, so here I am, keeping my word. I have a quote from Ben Shapiro. It doesn't matter if you believe with his political beliefs or anything else. Let me know what you think about this quote. He said, "Capitalism invariably boils down to barter between two willing parties, neither of whom uses force to work with the other." Sounds clean cut. Let me know your thoughts on that one. So if you don't know what bartering is, let me fill you in. It's when two or more people swap products and or services without using a monetary instrument such as currency. For instance, my friend and massage therapist Stephanie Williams and I bartered a few years ago. I provided her X number of personal fitness training sessions in exchange for massage therapy sessions. Based on how much her sessions cost, I could calculate how many sessions that I would provide her in exchange. It was a great arrangement, as it was a win-win for both of us, right? And if you recall when Tracy Wright said that she and Stephanie also bartered, remember that? Yep. So a massage session for X number of desserts. That was their bartering. Easy swap. This makes me wonder, what products and services could we be bartering to create win-win strategies and scenarios with friends, colleagues, and complete strangers? I provided consulting services to contractors. In exchange, they performed work at my home. I've calculated my costs, and they factored in materials and labor, and we would do swaps that way. Other ways included I paid for the materials, and then we swapped labor. Imagine having similar arrangements with your mechanic, manicurist, bookkeeper, daycare provider, dentist, doctor, groomer, or butcher. These are just the service providers that quickly come to mind. Imagine putting a twist on your own version of Airbnb or Let It Go through bartering. I mean, be careful with those, right? I'm just throwing out ideas, but think of it this way. In thrifting, they do thrift swaps. They have a marketplace where you can bring the things that you brought while thrifting, and you can swap with other thrifters. You can be creative with your bartering deals. Heck, I don't know if you could make it work, but closed mouths don't get fed, as the saying goes. But what if you offered your personal training, administrative assistant, plumbing, or other services to your apartment complex in exchange for a reduction in rent? I mean, it's a possibility, right? Tracy Wright said that she barters with her hairstylist. I mean, that made my mind spiral with all the possibilities. What I could swap with my hairstylist. I love the concept of bartering because I get irritated with people who simply want the hookup. They want something for nothing. It just irritates me to my core. Barter with me. Offer something that has value that I can then trade with you. Fair exchange isn't robbery. But that hookup nonsense, that's robbery. You just don't have a weapon. So stop it. Just stop it. Now, let me cover the legalities of this bartering system so no one comes after me when the IRS comes after them. You're not going to be calling and emailing me. So according to the IRS, even though currency was not exchanged between the two parties, the value of the service or product exchanged must be reported as taxable income. The fair market value of property or services received through a barter is taxable income. All right. Bartering is taxable in the year it occurs. So not future tense, not past tense, but the year it occurs. Generally, if you're in a trade or business, you report bartering income on your 1040 form, Schedule C, or profit loss from business. You may be able to deduct certain costs you incurred to perform the bartering. So you need to really check on the Bartering Tax Center on the IRS.gov for more details. Some of the initial content that you may go to when you first look up online may take you to a 2013 year. So you definitely need to go into their center for details. Now, if you barter through a bartering exchange, all exchanges are required to issue a Form 1099-B, which is proceeds from broker and barter exchange transactions, and those are issued annually. The exchange must give a copy of the form to the members, and then they have to file a copy with the IRS. So I'm sure someone's saying, well, what's a bartering exchange? So it just plain as English, it's an organized marketplace where members can barter products or services. And some exchanges operate out of an office, others do so over the internet. There's tons of bartering exchanges out there, so you have to do your research. After just a really quick online search, I found the Barter Company. They've been in business for over 20 years. They claim to have over 2,500 businesses in the southeastern U.S. barter. Southeastern. 2,500 businesses in the southeast U.S. barter through them. They even have a mobile app to make trading easier. So I don't know. I've never tried it. I have no clue. If you have, please let me know how it's worked for you. But visit barterco.com. That's BARTERCO.com for details. That's just one source. There's plenty out there, as I said earlier. Just do your research. Let me know how it goes for you. Will you choose the solo route or align yourself with a marketplace? I'm curious. Let me know. Tell me if bartering is not your thing. If you're like, that's just not me. Let me know why. I look forward to connecting with all of you guys. Send me an email. Let us know. Don't call it small biz with a Z at the end at gmail.com. That's don't call it small biz at gmail.com. And let me know about your bartering experiences. Let me know about how you've been reinventing yourself, your business, how you've been reimagining things, how you've been realigning your focus with the mission. It's a new year, so let's not, keep doing mistakes and misturns from the past that keep getting us nowhere, right? It's supposed to be forward progression. So please send me an email. Let me know the changes that you've slated for 2020 and beyond. And like I said, if you've taken part in any bartering exchanges, please let me know. So, you guys know what that is. It's that time again, time to wrap up and go our separate ways until next week. If you have questions or suggestions about the show, please email them to us at don'tcallismallbiz@gmail.com. I have a quote from Julian Hall. He said, "Cash is king, but his brother's bartering." Right? His brother is bartering. So cash is king, but his brother is bartering. With that, be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Foreman Associates, and on Twitter at Foreman LLC. Be sure to also follow us and share us with your friends, colleagues, and family. You can follow me on IG, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Natasha L. Foreman. Reach out to me, say hello, share your story. I look forward to meeting you. I want to make sure that I give proper credit for our show theme song. It's called Higher Up. It's by Shane Ivers. Thank you again for tuning in to the Don't Call a Small Business podcast, for sharing these episodes with others, and for your continued support. And don't forget what I tell you on each and every episode. Don't call what you're planning, thinking, dreaming, or doing little or small. Go big, go bold, or go nowhere. Have a super awesome day and week.